Hi there, today I'm going to show you how you can make some really fun things like these little guys for Easter, whoops, along with a bunch of other stuff using the Candy Box Topper die. And I'll show you just a few examples here. The Candy Box Topper die makes tops and bottoms for 6-inch and 3-inch clear boxes, which you can fill with candy or different treats. You can also turn the top upside down and use it with our box bottom bags to make a bag holder. It's a little bit classier of a treat bag, gift giving option, I think. You can also use the bottom with a little print that I have to make little Easter baskets using our bunnies and jelly beans dies and stamps as well. So what I did is I designed prints. I'll show you real quick here. The pattern has to go 4 different directions in order for your basket to look right when it's done. So this is already cut apart. There's 2 to a set here of this basket, one on brown. There's also the tall basket print that I showed you with the box, so it gives you the top and the little narrow bottom. And then it has colored bunnies. So if you're not a stamper, you can still use the dies, and you can just place it. The black line is where the outside of the die is. So you would just align that and cut that apart, and then you would trim your little words. But I do have the matching stamp and die set as well. Here are the stamps, and I use these a lot. They're my favorite bunnies. Okay, so just to start out, I want to show you when you get your Candy Box Topper die. It is in the package like this. So you have your circle and then your square that does your scoring. These 4 little pieces are confetti makers. I don't have mine out today. I kind of keep them put away so I don't lose them. So what you want to do to prepare your die is take it off of the card, and you're going to align the circle with the cut line down onto the card that it comes with, and then you're going to put your square in the middle, and it has a line as well, and then you're going to tape it in the corners, and then I add extra tape so that it holds my centerpiece in when I'm ready to use it. Now to make the tops and the bottoms, I don't ever have to take it apart again. So I can make this top and this narrow bottom by leaving the die intact. So I'll just show you here what we will do. So in order to cut this, you'll see there's a little tiny thin brown line there that doesn't have the basket print. And I did that so that we can line that up, and you'll just see a skosh of that line all the way around. And then I'm going to press it with the tape here and make some noise for me to cut it out with my Vagabond. Okay, so we'll discard that, and then we'll just pop this out. And it does have that tape on there, so be careful you don't rip your print. Okay, so now what it's done, and I know it's going to be hard for you to see it no matter what color paper I use, it has scored the 4 lines for the top, and it's started the cut line here. And the reason the cut line doesn't go all the way to the edge is because then the die would only function one way, and I have multiple functions that this die will do. So what we have to do is we have to complete that cut. Can you see that space in there, I hope, where the cut line is started? So to do this, we are going to take our scissors, and we're just going to line up our scissors with that cut line and just cut up to it. We're going to repeat that all the way around all 4 sides. If it's not perfect, don't worry. You'll be able to trim it once you form your box, whether it's a top or a bottom. Okay, so now we'll fold, and it's going to fold. You want to kind of try to keep it straight there, and I will fold my straight line. You can fold it prior to cutting so that your little tabs fold straight across also, but it's harder for you to see where to cut it if I did that, so I've just gone ahead and done that separate. But you can see you just line up that straight edge with your previous fold so that that folds straight along there. Okay. Alright, so now we have this pinwheel looking thing. Okay, and I don't use tape, I use glue because I need something that is going to get into both layers, both sides of the paper I'm gluing together, and bond it together. And for my glue, I actually use Glossy Accents. So I buy the big bottle, and then I buy the little stickle size. This is just basically clear stickles, by the way. And this makes a perfect dries quick and clear glue. So with these tabs folded in, I'm going to go along the edges. It's not really the middle that needs it, it's the edges. I'm going to work my way all the way around, and I'm actually rubbing the bottle right up against the paper. So you don't want a big bead of it. You just want a little bit of it on the paper itself so it doesn't squish out. And then I do sell these rust-proof pins, which I keep in the tip of my glue just to make it easier and quicker than on and off with the lid. So now we're going to just fold this up, and you put your finger here, you can kind of feel that I have that square, if that makes sense at all. You just feel it, and you just rotate and work your way around that Stickles Glossy Accents type of glue. It stays wet long enough that I can put it on all four sides and work my way around, and it's kind of tacky so it bonds rapidly. Alright, work our way all the way around. So once I have all of them touching where they need to be, then I'm just going to go around and give it a good press and just make sure that it stays stuck down in place. Alright, so now I've created my bottom for a bag or a basket, or I've created the top to go on the 3 or 6 inch boxes. And there are a lot of different projects that you can do with this. Now I'm noticing, and I don't know if you can see it, but I have a little edge that kind of exceeded, and I don't like that. So I'm going to take my scissor, I'm going to lay it right flat, and I'm just going to trim that away. Now it's smooth. And I'll just kind of go around and check my edges. Never get them exactly perfect. That is why we just perfect it later. So now we have that part done. In this particular print, and you can order this print online and I can mail it to you, or you can do it as a download and print it on whatever color paper you want, how many ever you want. So it has the part that we cut with the topper die, and then it has the strip here, which is our handle. Okay, so it's going to go in there like that, and I would glue that. And then we have our bunnies, and just to show you how you would position it, if you have a magnetic base plate, you may not need to tape it, but otherwise you're going to want to use just a little bit of stencil tape. And the bunny, I'll hold this up closer to the camera here, that little line on the outside of the bunny design is where the outside edge of the die goes. So you can place that just like that and cut it out, and it will be perfectly centered around your bunny. So let me do you a close-up again. Here's our little basket. It has our bunny that I did out of the colored, so this one was printed on the white with the colored bunnies. I did use the tan Do I Smell Jelly Beans off of the other set, and I'll show you how I attach this to the handle. Can you see that little tab? I just made a little tab, and I glued it to the inside of the handle, and then I can fold it back, and that way it just sits on there. I do have a paper shredder that makes grass. I can show that in an additional one. And you might be noticing how thick my bunny is. And this is a technique I call an all-over pop dot, so I will do a separate video on that as well. And then just to show, you'll find the Candy Box topper bags on the website under the Candy Box Topper Die section. I'm going to go ahead and make another section for that because these also are the ones that hold the mini coffee cups. And why this is called a box bottom bag is because it is pleated. And so when you fill it with something, this will fold over on the bottom and it will sit perfectly square in the bottom of our candy boxes. So it's not pointed, it sits nice and flush with the bottom, and you can tell this is really overfilled with jelly beans, and they're kind of about 3 years old, so I definitely don't want to try them. But that is the basics of the Candy Box Topper Die as far as the top being a basket. And I'll do another video that shows the entire top and bottom to the Candy Box die. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.